Right. A lot of people follow your Facebook page. People read your posts. People read your books. How do you think about the way people interact with you on these different social media mediums, especially the youths? Yeah.
I would say there are different types of interaction. I don't know something, therefore I'm going to ask you. And I'm going to ask you now, even though I haven't actually done any research about it. So it's like, okay, we've got social media and it's so easy to contact somebody. So I'm just going to, you know, flip the question over for that person to answer. That's laziness. And I normally answer saying, you know, maybe you should do some research first and come back to me about what you think, and then we can have a conversation. There's another type, which is I read a post about a certain topic, for example, mental health, loneliness. And it's so relevant to me, and it's sort of helping me to overcome myself and open myself more to the words. So thank you very much. And then there are a lot more questions to the topic that I would like to ask. So I love that type of interaction. The third type would be, I don't know what you're talking about, but something is happening and something shocking is happening. So I'm going to just stop and, you know, and maybe think about it. And then, you know, I would like to send you more questions in the future if that's possible. And there are a lot of that sort of interactions where I'm not aware that there's something like this that's going on. And to learn it through your post is shocking. And I need to, you know, get myself through the process first and understand what you're talking about before I can ask questions.
A lot of our youths are now using the internet as the answer for a lot of their questions, right? You know, sometimes they're using Google, sometimes they go on Facebook, they ask people on Facebook. Do you think that's a sustainable way of communicating and a sustainable way of research and finding information?
I have nothing against social media. I love social media, and I use it as a medium for me to keep my communication with the world and the society and the youth. However, I think that we overuse technology to a point where I will have messages sent to me saying, I'm sending this message. I don't know if you're going to read it, but I'm sending it because I have nobody to talk to. I'm asking myself and asking everyone around what's going on. So you have 5,000 friends and maybe 20,000 friends on Facebook, and you have access to all types of medium, and you know, you have people around you, but you have not one person to talk to. Is there something wrong about it? Something is happening that's not so right. Okay, so I think what we face today is that we are losing humanity. We're losing the human touch. We're actually relying on, we're talking to AI, we're talking to robots. But that's what's happening in society at the moment. It's just scary. It's super scary. So I think it's time for us to actually come back and say, look, I'm human. So the media technology is just another way for me to be able to contact people, to be able to interact with people. But there are omni-channel ways of communication.
What does your family say? I'm very curious to know what your family says to some of these things that you're sharing and some of these thoughts that you're thinking about. And especially, what would your daughter say to all of this?
I think at the beginning, at the early teenage years, my daughter kind of, like any other teenager in any country, would shut down and go, okay, rule number 1, don't talk to me. Rule number 2, look at rule number 1. You have to accept it. I love human contact. I make time. Every year I would spend around a month and a half traveling with my daughter around the world so that she can get to see more of the world and interact with different people. I actually talk to my daughter about taboo topics that Vietnamese parents find difficult to talk to, like romance, like love, like sex, especially sex. I mean, come on, the young people want to know about it, and it's very natural. But not a lot of parents in Vietnam would like to talk about it, and they keep it a taboo, and therefore the kids do not know how to talk about it, who to talk to, and they go and talk to a machine. Then obviously parents have to change our approach